Understand this, because it is really important. If you don't manage your time, someone else will manage it. You are going to spend it somewhere, and you're going to invest it in someone or something. If you don't put control in your schedule, someone's going to be happy to do it for you. Now, some people complain they just don't have enough time to spend with family. Well, I want you to do a reality check. Think about it. We have exactly the same amount of time as everybody else. The problem is we tend not to manage it wisely. The second most important time you will invest will be with your family. The first, of course, is the time you spend with God, but the second is with your family. Now, most of you will remember this song. And I'm not sure, every time I hear it or try to say it, I cry. I tried to put it on a DVD today so I could turn away as it was being played, but it didn't work. But do you remember this song? It goes like this. I'm not going to sing it. You'll be happy that I'm not going to sing it. My child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way. But there were planes to catch and bills to pay. And he learned to walk while I was away. He was talking before I knew it, and as he grew, he said, "I'm going to be like you, Dad. You know, I'm going to be like you." The second verse says, "My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, 'Thanks for the ball. Now, come, let's play. You can teach me to throw.' You can teach me to throw." And I said, "Not today. I've got a lot to do." And he said, "What? That's okay." And he walked away and he smiled and he said, "You know, I'm going to be like you, Dad. I know I'm going to be like you." The song goes on and then finally comes to this last verse. And it says, "I've long since retired and my son's moved away. Called him up the other day. I said, 'I'd like to see you if you don't mind.' He said, 'I'd love to, Dad,' if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been real nice talking to you." And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. Now maybe you've heard that song, it's Cat in the Cradle. But here's the rest of that story. Harry Chapin's wife, Sandy, actually wrote the words to that song after their son Josh was born. And it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. You see, when his son was 7, Harry was performing over 200 concerts a year. And his wife would say to him, "When are you going to stay home? When are you going to take some time to spend with your son?" Well, Harry promised that he would take some time at the end of a particular summer. But you know, he never made it. That summer, a truck hit Harry's Volkswagen, and he was killed. Paul writes, "See then, that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." Now that phrase, walk circumspectly, means to be constantly looking around to make the most of every opportunity. Emmett Smith, who was a great football player, a running back, he wasn't the tallest guy in the world. As a matter of fact, he was fairly short and he wasn't all that strong. But he excelled at running with his eyes open. And he was one of the best football players who could see a hole that was opening up and run through that hole. That's the way we should live. Looking for each opportunity to invest our time wisely. And then darting into those opportunities. For you see, when an opportunity passes, it can never be reclaimed. It's gone forever. That's what it means to redeem the time. Well, we'll learn the importance of time when we learn to treasure it, invest it, and then manage it. And when we do all this, then we will find the time for the important things in life. And when we find the time for the important things in life, it will bring peace. Peace that will ease the strain on our physical, emotional, and spiritual hearts. In a moment, we're going to pray. And I know that there are some people here today who have lived lives so crammed that they've tried to put 36 hours into 24. Friends, you can't do it. It will kill you. You need to stop. And I know that there are some people here today whose schedule is controlled by others. You haven't learned to say no. You haven't learned to put the important things first in your life, like God and family. Both your physical family and your church family. You need to take control of your time, or it will kill you. And there are some people here today who are frittering away their time. Their leisure activities, their TV watching, their internet searching are all stealing time away from the important relationships in their lives. Friends, you're wasting your lives. You need to stop. Because God has so much more for you. I've printed a prayer in the bulletin that is there for you to use in the mornings. I invite you to cut it out and just put it beside your bed and make it a little prayer that you say when you first get up. And as you do that, God will help you to treasure your time, invest your time, and manage your time. All you need to do is ask Him. And so we're going to pray. And I invite you to say this prayer silently to God. Let it be your prayer to Him. Let us pray. Father, I don't want to have a heart attack, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So I need your help. You have shown us what life is about. It's about spending time wisely, loving you and loving other people. Everything else is secondary to that. So whether I get anything done in a day, Father, I want to make sure that I spend time loving you and loving other people. I don't want to waste this precious gift of life you have given to me. And I know if I can get this right, that you will give peace to my heart. Because that is part of how you intend me to live. Thank you for my life, for the people in my life, and the people who will come into my life, with whom I can share your love. But most of all, thank you